Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The guys from Hell House LLC and the other two films in that franchise have got a new one for us, and frankly, I think it works, so let's talk about it. Settle in, grab your drink, let's do it.
We are the DFPN. Always question the answers.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Nightmares and Nerdscapes. My name is CJ, and today we're going to be taking a look at 825 Forest Road, a new horror film written and directed by Stephen Cognetti, the same folks that brought us the Hell House LLC franchise that I am a big fan of. I think that outside of the horror genre, or outside of the horror fandom, I think these films are kind of looked at as B movies, even though they are found footage, even though they are a little lower budget. They're damn solid. That being said, I was very, very happy to hear that Cognetti and team were coming back with a new film, that being 825 Forest Road, that was actually going to switch that perspective a little bit and take us into a third-person narrative and a moving camera. So we were going to be able to see more about what was going on around those characters and not specifically just to them. So the basic premise of this one is that you've got a husband and wife, played by Elizabeth Vermillion, who plays Maria, and Joe Falcone, who plays Chuck, who have to take in his little sister, played by Catherine Miller, because something has happened to their mother. And in Hell House fashion, the house has a secret. Eerie shit starts happening. A mannequin moves, and then you find out that this whole town has a secret.
You my neighbor?
I am.
Dealing with some housewarming issues since moving in.
The previous owner killed himself, Chuck. They didn't mention that?
Again, you guys know me. I don't do spoilers. Nothing that I told you guys is news. You find out everything very, very early in the first act. And again, this isn't a movie that's going to buck tradition. This isn't going to blow anybody away with anything new. But I think it is a very good transition for the director slash writer, for Stephen, to move from found footage into, I'll call it a larger scope, or you could call it a broader scale, right? He's able to do more with his shots when he's not limited to, standard webcam or handycam type. Do they even still make the handycam? Probably not. I don't think the Sony handycam exists anymore. But for you guys that are old as me, you know what I'm talking about. We'll call it the precursor to the iPhone video app, or whatever the hell that's called. Anyway, but just overall feelings on this film. I really enjoyed it. Again, I thought it was a good transition for Cognetti, moving from the Hell House films, where they were very much found footage, into a style of film that allowed him to utilize what he learned through found footage, but from a different perspective. Obviously, it's a different perspective. It's not found footage or first person anymore. But he did it in a very, very intelligent way. The film is broken out by chapters, with the first 3 chapters focusing on a specific member of the family, and then a final chapter that kind of coalesces and brings everything together in a very, very nice way. I'll put it that way. It was creepy. It was very well acted. There are a couple of supporting actors in the film that I didn't fully believe. And again, I'm no movie scholar, right? I'm a fan. I've never taken a class on any of this stuff. I know creative writing, and fiction, but never anything when it comes to film. So, a lot of what I say is just, it's just the way I feel. I don't really have anything to back it up. So, take that as you will. But yeah, there was a couple of the supporting actors, I think, just didn't mesh with the story well. The character did. I could see what they were trying to do with the character, but the actor behind it felt out of place. And again, I'm not going to say who, I'm not going to say what character. If you see it and you might feel the same way, you may not. But I thought the special effects were well done. I thought the camera work was well done. You can still see that found footage influence in a lot of these shots. Particularly with the shot where he transitions to one of the actors doing a live stream on a laptop. But overall, it was I really enjoyed it. And then as we dig a little further into it, I think the cast here was really good overall. I thought Catherine Miller was good as Isabel, the sister. Joe Falcone was great as Chuck, the husband. Elizabeth Vermilia here stole the show for me as Maria, as the sister-in-law / wife of the film. She carries not all of the weight of the narrative, because Catherine Miller, a lot of it relies on her, but Maria as a character, her performance holds a lot of what makes this story work. And there are a lot of emotional moments for her throughout the narrative that I think if she had not been able to hit those, I don't think the movie would have held up as well as it did. But again, there's nothing groundbreaking about this. Very small sets, small location. I want to say there's maybe four or five locations total. So not it's not a massive epic, right? This is a haunted house movie that feels tight and intimate, right? You get to know this family, which with any haunted house film, if you don't relate to or at least care about the family going through the turmoil, you have nothing, right? It essentially becomes the same as Final Destination 12, right? It's not about the impact of the events on the characters anymore. It's just about how cool are we going to make what the antagonistic force does to these, right? You can equate it to the later Final Destination films, the middle films in Saw. I felt very much that way about, where the story became secondary to the act of telling it, if that makes any sense whatsoever. And I hope it does, because I feel like the director here was very smart with his placement of scares and tone and sound, and the actors and actresses here were very good about reacting to those in a realistic way. There were very few actions in this film that I looked at and was like, nobody would do that. This one was very good about making sure that it towed that line of, I am going to make these people as intelligent and give them as much agency as I can while still allowing this to occur, right? Because the initial thought for anybody is, if this shit's happening to me, I'm leaving this house, right? Can't do that if you're gonna have a movie, right? So there's got to be some give and take between the audience and the creator, and I think that that Cognetti did a very, very good job of pushing the realism of the characters as far forward as he could, but we've still got to give a little bit, right? We've still got to suspend that disbelief to really dig into it, which is true, again, of any fiction story. If you're not willing to suspend disbelief, you should go watch a documentary. And even then, I mean, shit, it might be, I mean, who knows, right? But yeah, overall, I'm very happy with this movie. I was able to see it the day it released on Shudder. This is a Shudder original. And I already recorded a review on this once, realized I had made massive mistakes with my review because I tried to rush through it, and redoing it now. So for those that watched the first review, I apologize. I think I said the lead character's name wrong 15 times. If you already watched that one and now you're watching this one, you're not getting anything new out of it. I'm sorry. Just getting started on this. I think I've got 6 reviews of new films total, and then a review of the first 2 Crow films, which still need to finish up my franchise review. That is coming. I have not forgotten, but March and April have been really good months for horror films, contrary to what some of the media would say. But yeah. So those are my thoughts. If I were to give it a number rating, I'd put it at a solid between a 3 and a 3.5 out of 5. Again, nothing mind-blowing, nothing that makes me say I need to watch this 15,000 more times. But when I get on a kick to watch the Hell House movies, or get on a binge of haunted house films, this one will go in there with the rest of them. This is not one that I'm going to shy away from or get angry or even grumble if somebody asks to sit down and watch it. I'll sit down and watch it and will absolutely enjoy it. But yeah, 825 Forest Road, available on Shudder. By all means, check it out. Support the cast and the creators here. That's all I got. So appreciate you guys putting up with me going through a second run on this movie. Again, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think, whether you agree with my thoughts, disagree with my thoughts, whether you think I'm completely off base. I'm big on conversation when it comes to movies. You don't have to agree with me to have a good conversation about it. I love hearing other people's thoughts. But yeah, that being said, I hope you guys have a great time. I hope life's treating you well, and go see a movie. Grab some popcorn, go sit down in a dark theater with a bunch of strangers, and enjoy some cinema, or crash out on your couch and stream something. There's a lot of good stuff out there, so take advantage of it. Right? Get your head out of the real world for a little while and enjoy some cinematic fantasy. But take it easy, and we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.